Welcome back to this week's segment of Beyond the Game. Today I'm joined with Sophia Wilkinson from the club tennis team. Hi Sophia, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Of course.
Be here.
I'm so excited to have you. So I want to get right into it because there's so much I don't know about the club tennis team here.
Yes.
So can you tell us, what does like a typical practice schedule in the week look like for you guys?
Yeah, so we have practice 2 times a week. It's from 10 p.m. to midnight.
Oh my God.
on Monday and Wednesdays. And we usually have like lots of music bumping. There's sometimes a few people upstairs doing homework, whatever it is, if they can. And a lot of us are like playing some fun drills and tennis games and everything. And it's just a very, very fun practice environment. And you can really take it as seriously or competitively or casually as you would like.
Got it. So 10 to 12, are you a little tired, or does it kind of rev you back up?
I feel like it kind of revs you back up, and I think a lot of people use it as like a stress relief at the end of the day.
Totally.
And just like a nice like little social gathering to have at the end of the day. And even like last night, we all went to Cane's afterwards. Like it's just kind of a fun little thing. And
That's awesome. I mean, after an econ exam at 10 p.m., I would love to smash a tennis ball. Like that
right?
is perfect.
Yeah.
So you practice twice a week, and then on weekends, I assume you guys have your matches. And could you walk us through a little bit about what a season looks like? Because is it outdoor, indoor? How do you deal with the weather?
Yes. So all practices are indoors, and then we are invited to like a lot of tournaments around the Midwest that are all outdoors usually. So in the beginning of the fall and like towards like the spring season and everything, we get a lot more tournaments, and we have tournaments like pretty much every weekend. And when it rains, it gets really unfortunate. We do usually, depends on if they can get indoor courts or not, but then we'll have to cancel and all of those things. But it's still like a really, really fun, again, like bonding opportunity to go to these tournaments.
Totally.
Because it's like 5 girls, 5 guys, and you're in like hotel rooms and everything, and just like having a blast the whole weekend. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is your conference like the Big Ten schools mainly, or what does it comprise of?
Yeah, so we do have regionals and nationals.
Okay.
And regionals are in Wisconsin, and are like mainly like the Midwest teams and everything. And yeah, it's like mostly Big Ten schools and everything.
Okay.
And then if we qualify for nationals, it has so many teams from around the country, like lots of Cornell, Yale, I don't know.
The whole works.
The whole works. So that's always really fun too. But yeah, lots of the big schools.
So when you're talking about these tennis practices from 10 to 12, how many people are typically showing up? Like, how big is a tennis team here at Michigan?
Yeah, so it is around 30 guys, 30 girls.
Okay, wow.
I would say that around 40 of us like come to practice regularly, like 30 to 40, which I think is like a great number to have. And so many people to play with, so many people to talk to at practice. Yeah.
And what does the tryout process look like? Like, how did you find out about club tennis here? And then what was it like trying out?
Yeah, I found out actually on May's pages, which is I feel like not the common route. Like I feel like most people find out through like the Instagram or things
Club
like that.
fair,
Yeah, club fair, like
Okay,
festival.
so little shout out to the Maze pages.
Yeah, shout out to the Maze pages. And then, emailed, showed up. I played a few rounds, and it's very like quick sets at tryouts. It's quick sets to 4 games.
Okay.
And no ad scoring. So they really try to get a feel for your playing style and everything based off of those quick sets. And then you play a few people that first day, and then hopefully you get a call back for a second round. And then if you make that, then you make the team and get initiated and everything.
I love it. So when at the end, so you're a senior now.
Yes.
So this is your 4th year on the team.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you've seen this team grow from your freshman year to senior year.
Oh my gosh. I love this team so much. When I first joined, I was not super involved. I didn't really come to much my first semester freshman year. And then we took a trip to Toronto, and I feel like everything changed, and I was like, wow, these people are amazing.
Aww.
And with every new year and every like new influx of new members, I just get amazed by like how many amazing people there are on club tennis and like continue to be. Like that feels so cool to me.
Yeah.
And then you get to know so many new people, and I think it's been such an interesting dynamic, you know, coming from freshman year, and like it's a little intimidating and everything, and then now I'm one of the co-presidents, which I'm super happy to be. And it's interesting now being the person to reach out and making everyone else feel comfortable and welcomed and everything, and like really putting yourself more out there than I definitely was like my freshman and sophomore year. But it's been a really lovely sort of change of perspective and everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
So speaking of leadership, like now that you're kind of at the forefront, you're a senior, you're a leader, tennis is also typically an individual sport unless you're playing doubles. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've learned about yourself and lessons you've taken from the game when you're standing alone on that court trying to figure out how to win?
Yes, absolutely. I think tennis is such a mental game because it is like really you out there, but I think again, that's one of the things that I do really like about club tennis is that, you know, you look to the sidelines and you have everyone there cheering for you, and it's such a supportive community, I feel like, because some of the pressure is off, you know, and I think that helps a ton. And with the mentality, you know, you can't focus on the score, you just have to focus on playing your best and resetting when you need to, going to the fence, like looking at your racket, like taking a second to calm down and just taking it like one point at a time, just sort of like lots of focus, lots of positivity.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And going from there, do you have like a pre-game, pre-match ritual that you do?
Yeah, so definitely like go to the bathroom. I like to and I like to like warm up by myself and just get myself moving super fast, super just like ready and engaged. And typically I am so locked in my matches. Like I don't look around me. I'm just like focused, and my little like self warm up beforehand really helps with that and everything. And then of course we do like a cheer with the team beforehand, and that's always really fun.
It's like a little bit of centering, a little bit of enthusiasm, like the perfect recipe for a win. And something interesting about the club tennis team here is that it's a co-ed team.
Oh yes, I love it. I love that it's co-ed.
So that's so interesting. Like, what does it look like? Is there a girls match and then a men's match, or women's and men's, or do you guys do mixed doubles? What is that like?
Yes, so we do one set of women's doubles and one set of men's doubles, and then one set of women's singles, and then men's singles, and then one mixed.
Okay.
And I think mixed is like my favorite one to do. It's so much fun. And you can also, the way the scoring works and everything, if you guys are losing, the mixed team has a chance to actually win the whole match. So it's really interesting the way it works, but it's definitely really fun. Yeah.
That's so cool. And so I want to bring you back to before you were the senior co-captain on this tennis team to way back when you were little. How did you get interested in tennis?
Well, my older brother chose tennis as his sport, and as the younger sibling, I followed suit.
Of course.
Yeah.
What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah. I was super young, and that's literally what made the decision for me. And then, just started playing tournaments and everything, and I was like, oh, I like this.
I like this. I think I'm going to carry it on.
Yeah.
So did you play in elementary school, middle school, through high school?
Yes. So I started when I was 3.
Wow.
And then I started playing tournaments when I was around 8, and was playing really competitively for a few years, like 3-4 years. And then my family and I moved to Germany when I was just about to turn 12.
Wow.
And we moved there for 3 years. And then I started playing more casually there. But then when I came back to the US, I was still able to play one singles on my varsity team. So that was super exciting as well. Yeah.
Is playing tennis in Germany versus the U.S. pretty different, or do you feel a big similarity?
There's some little differences, but I think, you know, if you're playing Midwest tournaments here, then you have to, the equivalent of that is like national tournaments in Germany.
Okay, interesting.
And I was like, I don't want to do that.
No.
And they do have some fun tournaments in Germany called Leistungsklasse tournaments.
Okay.
And those are basically like tournaments based off of your Leistungsklasse, which is like this ranking or like level that they give you universally across Germany. And that is like all age groups. So I would sometimes have matches against like 50, 60-year-old women, and it was just
Are you
like,
serious?
yeah, I'm serious. And it was just like a lot of fun, and that's what helped take a lot of the pressure off.
I bet. You learn a lot about yourself playing all types of different components.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So growing up, did you have, besides your brother, of course, another like tennis figure that you were looking up to that kind of paved the way for you in a sense?
No, not really. It was, my mom used to be like a badminton champion, so she like loved her racket sports, but that was really it, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So then you came to Michigan and you decided to join this team. And how do you think that it's impacted your college experience?
Oh my gosh, it's had more of an impact than I ever thought that it would. I again, like, didn't really expect much of club tennis. I didn't expect it to impact my social circle as much as it has, but I have gained so many long-term friends. I've gained a boyfriend that I've been dating for 2 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's been just a really great circle, and then it also has shown me that, you know, I can be in like a leadership position and sort of like do good things for this club that I really care about. So,
oh, that's amazing. So you've hit all the great points about you got the social aspect, you got the leadership skills, you got the athleticism, really making a big school feel small, which is just awesome to hear. And then another thing I just wanted to ask you about was, what is the coaching staff like on a club sport, on club tennis? How do they factor into your experience?
Yeah, so we actually don't have like a coach really. It's all just us sort of correcting each other when needed or anything like that. But yeah, we don't really have much of a coach. It's really like we have the director of the varsity tennis center and everything if we ever need him, or like some sort of athletic director, club sports director, that sort of a thing. But mostly we're off on our own.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in this co-president role, are you taking on a lot of the logistics of the team?
Yes, definitely.
What does that look like?
I think there's a lot to do with like the merch, the finances, the social aspects are more for like the social chairs and everything, but you know, running the tournaments, getting registered, the tryout process, yeah, I feel like there's so many things. And
You're wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah.
to fulfill this role.
Yeah, and it's, I guess it's mostly, we do have a lot of roles on board too, and I think it's also in the president role, it's more of that like oversight and like making sure everything gets done on time, making sure everything is going smoothly. And I think, honestly, for me, it's been more of a role of like, how can I make everyone, especially the new members, feel as welcomed as possible and like integrated as possible, and sort of, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you totally have the balance between the athletics and the camaraderie and the community. And so that leads me to my next question, which is, do you have a favorite memory as a part of this team?
Oh my gosh, yeah. The first thing that comes to mind is we had an Illinois tournament at Urbana-Champaign, and so many things happened that just made the tournament hilarious. And like, just like crazy night with everyone. And then the next morning, like I had this flat tire and we called AAA. They were like, we can exchange your tire, but you can't drive on this tire until Michigan. So I'm like, okay, half of us are gonna have to leave, half of us are gonna have to stay another night in Urbana-Champaign.
Stake your claim there. Awesome. Yep. Awesome.
It was just like a whole series of events that made the whole weekend so much fun. And again, it was just like 10 of us, and it was such a bonding experience. So
I bet when things go wrong,
yeah,
that's when the true humor can sometimes come to light.
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I feel like we got such a good insight to the tennis team here, and what a unique team that the students are coming together, both men and women's, to lead this team to all of these tournaments and really get something going here.
Yes, I love it so much. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Well, Wolverines, that's all we have for today on Beyond the Game. We'll see you next week.